Casino is a classic gangster film. It tells the story of Sam Rothstein, a mafia associate who served as the focus of the Nicholas Pileggi and Martin Scorsese film. The Chicago outfit mob assigned Sam to manage the Tangiers casino. The organization's CEO is a man by the name of Philip Green. To protect him and the casino, Sam's employer, Remo Gaggi, appointed him a bodyguard. Sam's longtime pal, Nicky Santoro, his brother Dominic, and Frankie Marino, all are part of the security team. The film shows the descent of the friendship between these two close friends, which becomes tense over time, primarily as Santoro gives power in Las Vegas and Rothstein's marriage and professional prospects deteriorate. Sam manages to escape Nicky's assassination attempt. As the film comes to a close, Ginger overdoses on drugs and passes away. The mafia organizes an attack on Nicky and Dominic. In a cornfield, they are tormented and then burned alive. Sam retires and the casinos are bought by billion-dollar companies. After watching Casino, it made me wonder, can such an eventful, action-filled story be true, or is it all fiction? After taking the time to search for it, we discovered that the film is based on a real event. The story is about Frank Rosenthal, who oversaw the Stardust, Fremont, and Hacienda casinos in Chicago from 1970 to 1980. Here, I will be stating true events from the movie, starting with Rosenthal worked for the Chicago outfit as a professional sports bettor. That is the Italian-American organized crime group that Al Capone oversaw in the 1920s at the height of Prohibition. Before relocating to Las Vegas, Rosenthal worked as a seasoned handicapper in Chicago and Miami. He was chosen by the Chicago outfit to oversee their casinos since he had run the largest illegal bookmaking operation in the U.S. with success. He did not hold a gaming license for casinos because he was set up to help with their money-scamming schemes. Frank did survive a car bombing. The handling of the 1981 Cadillac Eldorado was affected by a balancing issue. To fix the issue, GM put the metal plate under the driver's seat. Frank was only able to survive because the metal plate protected him from the explosion. Rosenthal wed Las Vegas showgirl Jerry McGee on May 4, 1969. Sharon Stone plays Ginger McKenna in the film Casino. Lenny Marmor, McGee's real-life ex-husband, is portrayed by James Wood as Lester Diamond. Ginger flees to England with their child because Sam decides to divorce her. Nevertheless, a lot of people frequently asked what happened to James Wood's character in Casino, and rightfully so, given that he vanishes in the middle of the narrative. He passed away in real life in 2016, and the police had doubts that someone had given McGee a hotshot when investigating her death. Anthony Spilatro, a mob enforcer, served as the inspiration for Joe Pesci's character Nicky Santoro, the Hole-in-the-Wall Gang, a group he founded in 1971 in Las Vegas. He was by all accounts a man infamous for his vicious nature. Anthony and Michael Spilatro, Nicky and Dominic, who went missing in June 1986, were afterwards discovered buried in an Indiana cornfield. As we all know, movies do tend to deviate from reality for dramatic reasons. So, which parts of Casino were false? Casino is shockingly, brutally accurate historically in certain respects. Yes, Spilatro did place a man's head in a vice and squeeze it till his eye popped out, and Rosenthal did use a hammer to smash a man's hand. Thus, many of the events in the film did happen in real life. However, the film didn't mention many pieces of the real story and switched others. For example, the Spilatros were murdered in a home cellar close to O'Hare International Airport in Bensonville, not in a cornfield. Additionally, they were not killed with baseball bats. About 15 men beat them up, mostly with their bare hands. Furthermore, the fact that both of them were dealing with prominent legal issues was the underlying reason that they were terminated. The mob was afraid they may turn on them because of this. Since nobody knows what transpired behind those closed doors, almost all of the interactions in the movie that show the mob bosses discussing gambling in Las Vegas are made up. Other minor details that Scorsese omitted include the fact that McGee's mother resided with the couple. Lefty had an adulterous affair, and Rosenthal and McGee had 2 children. Artie Piscano, a character in the Casino film, was modeled after Carl Tuffy DeLuna. The home invasion took place on February 14, 1979. Tuffy did not pass away during the raid due to a heart attack, despite what is shown in the film. He was freed from prison in 1998 after receiving a prison term for his role in skimming Las Vegas casinos. On July 21, 2008, he died in Kansas City, Missouri. Additionally, Senator Richard Bryan, Dick Smothers' involvement in real life was far more crucial than what moviegoers witnessed on screen. These are only a few examples of many historical liberties the movie depicts. However, since Casino is a motion picture and not a documentary, viewers should understand that not everything it portrays is entirely truthful, as Hollywood movies primarily serve to amuse. Questions. Did Teamsters really fund the Tangiers? Yes, the Teamsters Fund granted the Argent Corporation, which is exclusively owned by Alan Glick, money to purchase the Stardust and other casinos under pressure from the mob. In the movie Casino, Philip Green's role, played by Mr. Glick, Kevin Pollak. Was Siegfried and Roy the inspiration for the line entertainers Sam recruited to perform at the Tangiers? They certainly were. Siegfried and Roy were engaged by Mr. Rosenthal to perform at the Stardust when their contract with a rival casino was due to expire. A much larger pay, a personalized dressing area, and a place for their animals were all included in the agreement. A lifelong relationship and Lido de Paris, starring Siegfried and Roy, were both born. Has Nicky actually been banned from all Las Vegas casinos? Yes, the Nevada Commission placed Nicky Santoro on a probation list in December 1979, banning him from entering any casinos. Did Nicky have an affair with Sam's wife? Yes, Nicky Santoro did have an affair with Frank Rosenthal's wife, which ultimately contributed to his fate. In his testimony at the Operation Family Secrets trial in 2007, Nicholas Calabrese claimed that the mob hitman John Ficarota had informed him that Spilatro was being pursued because of his relationship with Rosenthal's wife. Was Sam's effort to get a gaming license investigated by a gaming control board? Yes, the Nevada board did have a hearing with Frank Rosenthal. He also battled with the chairman Harry Reid and was turned down for a gaming license. He was formally listed in the Black Book in 1988. That's the list of Nevada citizens who are not allowed to enter licensed gaming establishments. Did FBI agents' plane run out of fuel and come down on a fairway? The FBI agent's jet did really touch down at the Las Vegas Country Club where the Rosenthals resided, according to the casino true story. Instead of a fuel shortage, it was caused by mechanical issues. Did the actual Sam Ace Rothstein have a television show of his own? Yes, he did. Frank Sinatra, Wayne Newton, Bob Hope, O.J. Simpson, and Liberace were among the famous guests who appeared on the Frank Rosenthal show during its taping at the Stardust. He insists that he has never performed the trick on the show for those of you who are interested. Is Sam still alive? On October 13, 2008, Mr. Rosenthal suffered a heart attack and passed away at the age of 79 in his home in Miami Beach. Did Sam demand each muffin contain the same number of blueberries? Frank Rosenthal, according to Nicholas Pileggi, the author of the book Casino, was exceedingly precise. He did set a minimum of 10 blueberries in each muffin, regulating the quantity of blueberries per serving. So we ended the talk with the most important question, which is muffin blueberries. The man has to care for his health, you know. Of course, Scorsese, who produced movies based on real-life stories by Nicholas Pileggi, like Goodfellas, Cape Fear, and The Casino, would make a film adaptation that is super accurate, yet a bit dramatized for the sake of the audience. What fact did you find the most shocking about the movie? And as always, don't forget to share it with other fans. If you're a fan of Robert De Niro, you should definitely check our videos. Till next time.